Namaste, hello all. Welcome to another episode of the Oz Moms Diaries. I want to thank each and every one of you for wholeheartedly supporting this channel, and please continue to subscribe, like, and share if you haven't. Today we have a very special Oz Mom guest, Mrs. Sneha Kamath. We all, as mothers, have different challenges in our motherhood journeys. Some of us have challenges during the pregnancy part of it, and some others have challenges during labor and delivery, and some others have challenges during the parenting in the initial years. But Mrs. Sneha Kamath had a challenge like no other. She had a mammoth curveball thrown at her at a point in her life when she expected her son, Dr. Sarthak Kamath, to have a very normal life, playing sports, running around, studying, and doing everything a normal child would do. But suddenly, he was diagnosed with a rare condition called Duchenne muscular dystrophy. And let's talk to Mrs. Sneha and find out how they overcame this condition, which put their life upside down, how she was able to give her son a lot of positivity and mental strength, and how they overcame this challenge in their life. And today they made Sarthak's big dream come true of becoming Dr. Sarthak Kamath, which is no ordinary feat. So come, let's talk to Mrs. Sneha and let's find out all about her very challenging life journey. And I am sure this interview is going to inspire so many of us, and we won't be taking things granted again, and we won't be looking at life the same way again. Hello Auntie, how are you doing?
I'm fine, Dipti. How are you?
Good Auntie, it's a great pleasure to have you here on the Oz Moms Diaries.
Thank you.
So, Auntie, tell me something about Sarthak and Sanmita's childhood, and tell me how did your journey as a mother begin and those memories?
Dipti, I would like to tell you that motherhood is really a gift of God for women. It's a beautiful feeling. And first, when you hold the child in your hands, there's no words to describe that.
Definitely.
When Sarthak was born, it was where I felt it was a wonderful feeling.
Mm-hmm.
We were so happy that we wanted to give him a unique name. So we named him as Sarthak. That means fulfillment.
Right.
Yeah. Now you'd like to know about Sarthak, his childhood.
Yes, childhood, and also Sanmita. How was the siblings bonding and everything, and how was Sarthak's childhood?
Yeah.
As a child, was he naughty? How was he?
Yeah. Sarthak was a very cheerful child, He never threw tantrums and all, but he was very naughty and very curious. Sometimes I had a tough time answering his questions.
Right.
Yeah. What I used to do, as he was mischievous, I used to involve him in a lot of activities like puzzles, crossword puzzles, then join the dots and all that. He used to do it in a wonderful way.
Very nice.
Yeah. And Sarthak, always he had some different things in life. Like how some children, they used to like to own a car and bike and all. Sarthak always used to tell he will own a bus. Reason being, he wanted to take more people and make them travel everywhere.
How sweet, Auntie.
And his aim was to become a pilot.
Okay.
But later on, it changed to becoming a doctor.
Right.
He wanted to become a doctor and know about all the human life and all that.
Okay.
Then coming to my daughter Sanmita, she was also a very caring and cute child. And we named her Sanmita, and she's as per her name. She's always smiling and very helpful.
So sweet.
So To tell you, Deepti, we never treated Sarthak as a special child. He was always like how regular, normal children will be, like that. So, brother and sister always used to fight. Then they used to care for each other. All that was there. So, their bonding was very nice.
Very
And Sarthak also feels that as Sanmita treats him like a normal brother, he feels very nice about it.
true, true. So, tell us, Auntie, when did you first notice that something was wrong, and how did you identify what happened actually with Sarthak in his growing years?
Yeah, what happened is when Sarthak was around 3.5 years, I observed that my child was not like other children, because he used to stumble and fall, and wobbling kind of walk he had. But others, no, they told you read too many books, so don't worry about it and all. But I knew something was seriously wrong with my child.
Okay.
First, it was diagnosed as a flat foot. So we made special shoes for him and all that.
Okay.
Then later on, when we did a CPK test, it was diagnosed as muscular dystrophy.
Right. And when this diagnosis happened, did you know the full what it involves, this condition, and did you really know? Did the doctor clearly tell you how it's going to be?
No. First, we had read somewhere what is Duchenne's muscular dystrophy. But first we thought, okay, as time comes, we'll see more to it. But problem was, I could not tell my son what problem he had.
Yeah.
As he was very small, till he was about 10 to 11 years, we won't tell him anything. And slowly he will realize.
Right.
So gradually, around, I think we told exact problem we told him when he was around 14, I think. Like we were having such a problem.
Okay.
First, when the doctor told, literally, I was shocked. And like others, I thought, why me? That is a common question everybody asks. So I wanted to support him, and I thought I'm going to face any challenge to make my child very strong.
Right, Auntie, wonderful. And where did you derive the strength from? Did you have any techniques that you used? Did you pray, or many people use different techniques to improve their mental strength?
Yeah, like you said, I firmly believe God will do some miracles for him,
right,
and me.
Mm-hmm.
Then one more thing, Deepti, I love music, and my favorite song is "We Shall Overcome." Whenever I feel let down, I remember that song, that we shall overcome someday.
Right.
And I have a firm belief it's going to happen. I had a lot of friends to support me. Friends, my family, they all supported me throughout.
Okay.
And I would like to name some few friends like Shakuntala, Padma, who have supported me in all my this difficult path. They have supported me throughout.
Wonderful, Auntie. Did you face any challenges in school, or to explain to people?
Before that, I wanted to tell you,
Yeah.
he used to walk on his toes. Then as it progressed, he used to find it difficult climbing the stairs. Even in school, he used to hold the railing and walk.
Right.
And only school was warning that I think you'll have to change school for him. We told, no, now he's walking, it's okay. Then once what happened is, in October, suddenly I got a call from the school that your son is not able to get up from the bench. So I rushed to school, and I had to lift Sarthak from his bench and carry him down the stairs. And to tell you, nobody helped me in the school. I had to, literally, I was in a shock that he was not walking. And then I had to carry him down the stairs and take him home. Then after that, we requested the principal that we'll carry him, or we'll tell the driver to come, but they refused. They refused admission. I really felt bad that such a good school, and they should have helped. Even now I feel they should have helped me.
Right. It is very unfortunate that they couldn't understand, what the child is going through and what the parents are going through. They could have been little more supportive, I mean.
Yeah.
And I think that is due to some lack of awareness and lack of education given to the teachers and the authorities on how to handle children with challenges and how to be supportive to them.
Yeah. But some schools were, I've heard of other children where schools were very supportive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I had a tough time finding schools because in high school, most of the schools, the classes were in the higher floors.
Okay.
So actually, I had to run from pillar to post searching for a school.
Right.
Finally, one school helped me a lot.
Mhm.
And that principal, Mrs. Parvati Vishwanathan, she really boosted my confidence like anything. She shifted one classroom to the ground floor, and from there, Sarthak's journey started, actual journey on a wheelchair.
So, Auntie, there is lack of facilities and infrastructure when it comes to people on wheelchairs in buildings and places in India and all that. So, can you share what were some of the challenges and what needs to improve?
First, I would like to mention some act. It is known as the RPWD Act of 2016.
Okay.
According to it, all buildings should have facilities to cater to the physically challenged, which was not there earlier.
Mhm.
And the irony is, Dipti, in a lot of places there are lifts, but to go to the lifts, there are a few flight of stairs.
My God.
So I wonder how a person on a wheelchair can go there. He needs help. Yeah. I feel even on payments, there should be ramps and everything should be wheelchair friendly.
Correct.
So that the person can become independent and have confidence.
Correct. So you outside you had to portray as if you are strong to your children, to Sarthak especially, but inside you would be battling, so many emotions and right. So that would have been very challenging for you, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, it was very difficult because I had to pretend I had a lot of strength and confidence.
Correct.
Then, I could not emote front of him also.
Correct.
But I used to feel why nobody is helping me, something like that.
Right.
But then I think God has given me such a child with some purpose.
Right. Because having two children, it is a challenge because Sarthak had many challenges which required more attention, to him, because you had to physically be with him, take him to places and things like that. But at the same time, you had another child at home. So, how was that challenge? How did you manage to give attention to both, or did you take the help of family? What was it?
Yeah. First, it was not so difficult, Dipti, because we were staying with our in-laws.
Okay.
So I got a lot of support. And when Sarthak was walking, there was never a problem. Yeah. But once he went on the wheelchair, I had to make a lot of adjustment. But I always used to see that my daughter was not neglected. She used to go to a lot of classes like drawing, music, dancing, etc.
Right.
So what I used to do is, when Sarthak was on the wheelchair, I used to keep a table next to him and keep all things, like whatever he wanted. If he wanted books, water, everything I used to keep. And I used to see that wherever I go, within 1.5 hours, I was back home.
Okay.
Yeah. One incident I remember, Dipti, there was a drawing competition.
Okay.
And the topic was, what would you like to become when you grow up?
Okay.
And Sanmita wrote that she is going to become a master chef and a designer.
Okay.
And I think she's achieved her dreams now. She's become a designer. It is her career, and cooking is her hobby now.
Very nice.
She's a very good dancer. She's learned all forms of dance.
Yeah.
Contemporary, Bharatanatyam, etc.
Very nice.
So to tell you, I'm very proud of both of my children. They've achieved whatever they wanted.
Did you make sure you spend lot of time as a family?
Yeah, I always used to spend my time with my family, and we used to chit chat. And even now, I'm more than a mother. I'm a friend to Sarthak. So he shares all his things with me.
Right.
Whatever views, opinions, and we discuss a lot. And all of us have arguments in the house and a lot of discussions. All that goes on.
Right.
Sarthak used to go to drawing class, and once his sir told draw something to your imagination.
Okay.
His imagination was so weird that he had drawn a shark, and inside the shark he had drawn a swimming pool and beach.
Wow.
Yeah. And he was very good at telling the capitals of any city in the world.
Wow. Nice.
He was, that time I did not realize, but later on I came to know his favorite subject was geography.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, he likes to explore countries and all that.
So, talking about exploring countries, even though it was challenging to travel with him, I know that you have traveled with him to quite a few places. So, can you share with us about that?
Yeah, we have traveled to Mauritius.
Okay.
Yeah, and the challenging part was we wanted to go in a submarine. But the authorities told that old people and who are on wheelchair can't go there. Okay. But my husband told, no, I am going to take my son. I don't mind tying him on a rope and carrying him down.
Oh my
and but they were so happy. They told, don't worry, sir, we will take. And it was very difficult because we had to move the wheelchair in the sand. Then we had to go in a boat, and then in a ship, and from the ship we had to sit in a submarine. But I'll tell you, Deepti, it was most beautiful feeling. All four of us in the submarine. It was wonderful.
Auntie, I must tell you, each and every question is just giving me goosebumps.
We are foodie. All of us are foodies at home. Yeah, Sanmita, whatever Sarthak tells, she orders for him and brings for him.
Excellent.
So I tell you, Deepti, we never worry about Sarthak on the wheelchair. We are a very close-knit family. We enjoy life. Yeah, we eat, we listen to music, we see a lot of movies.
So really, that's off.
What he told is right, Deepti, because my role model is my father. He is responsible for me becoming so strong. Right. He's always supported me throughout my life. Even when I had a challenging child, he used to get worried, but still he told, no, be positive. Nothing is going to happen. You'll face the world.
Great, Auntie. Really great. And can you share what are your interests and your hobbies? And did it take a back seat, or did you still find time to do some of the things that you love?
Yeah, I love drawing, all the. But now I'm pursuing my hobby along with my daughter. The way she's doing her designing, I'm really liking it. Okay. And now recently I thought I'm going to start that mandala coloring and all. So I brought that. Right. And I love reading books, listening to music. That music helped me, Deepti, because Sarthak got an interest in playing the keyboard. He used to play beautifully. Yeah.
So tell us about that. So did he have a teacher come home and teach him?
Yeah, he had a teacher. But Sarthak did not want to learn the way like giving exams and all. Okay. He used to tell the teacher, please teach me songs which I like.
Wonderful. And one more thing I want to compliment you, Auntie. Whenever I have seen you, you are so well dressed. You take care of yourself so well. And even today, you look very beautiful. So how important is it, Auntie, to take care of yourself? Because if you're not happy, you cannot keep others around you happy. So tell us about that, Auntie.
Yeah. See, I always feel you should dress well, dress smartly. That time it will boost your confidence and you don't feel let down. You think you can face anything in the whole world, you can go and face it.
When did Sarthak realize that he wanted to become a doctor? That is a very tough journey, because even for people who don't have these extra challenges, doing medicine is a tough job. So what happened actually? How did this dream start?
Yeah, what happened, Deepti? Sarthak used to do physiotherapy every day.
Okay.
So that time he realized, he used to know all the body parts, how it works and all.
Okay.
So once when we had gone on a holiday to Mauritius, Sarthak fell
Okay.
and he had to be hospitalized.
Okay.
And that time the doctor, they told, hey, you know so much about the human body. Why don't you become a doctor and study medicine?
Okay.
So his dream started that time.
Okay.
Then after then in second PUC he took up science. Even I was worried because in science it's lot of experiments are there, but even he glided through it very successfully, and all the teachers were very helpful. Sometimes if very complicated experiments he could not do, they used to tell him to explain how it is done. So orally he used to explain. And then he got very good results in second PU. Then he told, I want to become a doctor. At first, I did not know how to pacify him, because I knew medicine is a very difficult field. Even for the regular students, it's a very competitive and very challenging field.
True.
But you know what he told me, Deepti? Why you want me to take the easy way? I'm going to take a difficult way and prove it. And definitely he's proven it. Then he wanted to further study. So that also, and he got a merit seat. I'm proud to say he got a merit seat also. Yeah. He has a lot of passion, Dipti. I feel I'll encourage his passion. He thinks that he's becoming a burden on us, and how long we can take care of him. But I told him, we will help him. How humanly possible, whatever it is, we are going to do for it. And not only me, even my husband has sacrificed a lot in life. He didn't go for higher promotions. And wherever he went, he used to see that he catches an early morning flight and come back the same day.
And is there anything else you want to share, Auntie, to other mothers who have, children with physical challenges or mental challenges? How do you advise that they face the situation, and how should they encourage or find out identify some of the talents that the kids have? Can you share something about that, Auntie?
Before that, I wanted to quote this one, saying by Oscar Wilde.
Okay.
That what seems to us as bitter trials are often blessings in disguise. Having the least usually forces us to make the most. So I feel that we should not worry that we don't have this, and we always feel the other field is green.
Right.
That should not happen.
Right.
We should be contented with what we have, and on that only we should make ourselves very strong. I feel main the main duty of the parents is to accept the child, however the child is. Whether it is a normal child or disabled child, just accept it, and we should give a lot of confidence and help them to aspire whatever they want to achieve.
Superb, Auntie.
Yeah, their dreams, we have to help them with their dreams. And I'll tell you, Dipti, it's not easy, because even parents have to make a lot of sacrifices.
Correct.
We have to be mentally prepared for it.
Correct. And I just wanted to quote a saying by Stephen Hawking. I think Stephen Hawking is a great example of for many of us. And he said, however difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at. It matters that you just don't give up. And I think that is exactly what you and Sarthak and your family have done.
Thank you for mentioning Stephen Hawking, Deepti. He is Sarthak's role model.
Of course, Auntie.
Yeah, I would like to say, please don't give up. And my sincere advice to all the parents who have children with disabilities, as far as possible, try to send them to a school. Because keeping them at home, it's very difficult. Even they will get depressed. Yeah, in school, there will be nice atmosphere. No doubt, the children might tease them and all that is there. But still, you should see that then they're educated. I'm very happy that my son is still studying because education has no limits, and it keeps you very active throughout your life.
Definitely. Yeah.
And please, parents, I request you, don't compare the children to anybody. This is not only with physically challenged children, even with normal children. Please don't compare. Each child has his own. Each child is wonderful in their own way. They have different creativity and different knowledge. So we should not compare.
Thank you so much for being on the Oz Moms Diaries, and thank you for talking to me.
Deepti, I should also thank you for interviewing me. See, I always used to feel I'm only a homemaker.
Right.
I don't call myself a housewife. I call myself a homemaker. And thank you. Really, it was, I appreciate. And I'm so happy that a lady whom I've seen as a small child is interviewing me. Really, it feels very.
Of course, Auntie.